Welcome folks, in this video Steph and I are wandering around New York City and testing out a legendary DSLR. This time, as a twist, Steph will be the photographer and we've got a couple of fun subjects for her to shoot. Let's sit back.
Oh man, I am way off.
Yeah. Howdy folks, welcome back. Steph, how are you?
I'm good.
That's good.
Yeah.
We're in New York City. I just finished a trip in Iceland, second one for the year. You probably know that through the year I've been teaching Steph photography for our new course, Educating Steph. So last time we saw each other, we spent like a week or something in Philly running through all the fundamentals and doing some portrait challenges and stuff. Then we went to Iceland and did a whole bunch of challenges to make this course and to literally in real time be teaching Steph photography. Today, because I'm back in the States, I was getting some equipment in from KEH to make a fun video with kind of a nostalgia camera for me. And I thought it would be a cool opportunity. We did this once before in the past, but a role reversal where you do a portrait shoot of me. So it's no pressure, but it's basically to show off what I think is a really cool camera and a chance for you to flex your photography muscles. And if nothing else, you know, once you've learned something, you need to keep doing it, otherwise the skill's gonna fade. So, this is a little bit different of a camera. For those of you at home, you probably will recognize this one. This is a Nikon Df. They made it, I can't remember now, maybe 6 years ago-ish. And it's despite being reasonably small, it's actually an SLR, so it's not a mirrorless camera. It's got the mirror and everything in there. And they made it to be, you know, really retro, but still, today even, this has some of the best low light performance of any camera on the market. And a lot of people, you know, companies are bringing out, Fuji have a lot of cameras that have cool retro dials. And then Nikon have made a ZFC that has some cool retro-y type feelings, but nothing really has this level of mechanical dials, and it's full frame. I own this camera, I love that. It's got some limitations that didn't really work for me, but now you can pick them up for such a bargain. KEH have inventory coming through all the time. So I got them to send me this one, and despite this being graded at kind of a mid-range or a lower level, it's in really great shape. So I think it should be fun for us to shoot with. And because we went through in the course, we actually talk about the square of photography rather than the triangle. But focusing on the triangle for now, you've got your shutter speed right here on top, your ISO as well, and then you can either do your aperture on the front dial of the camera or if the lens has it on the lens. So for something different, we did in the course go through and talk about focal lengths and how to play with your interaction of your subject and background by moving your vantage point and focal length. But today we're going to shoot with a prime. I know you like shooting with primes anyway, but this is kind of a legendary lens, but it's not what you would typically use for portraits. So again, I thought it'll make for something interesting, and this is kind of a challenge. So this is a 35mm lens, so a little bit wide. It's really commonly used for street photography, but if we're going to shoot on the street, that works. The only thing you have to keep in mind, we did go through this, but I won't start the video with a quiz, I'll give you a reminder. If you're shooting with any wide angle lens and you get up close, you're likely to get barrel distortion where their face looks all funny, or if you put them right in the corner. But if you frame it kind of right, put them in the right position, and try to keep your camera level, so that means if you're shooting my full body, you're going to be halfway down my body, so then any exaggeration on the legs is applied to the heads and it looks reasonably normal. I think you can get some cool stuff with this, and because we're shooting on the streets in New York, there's not heaps of room, so an 85 could be a bit of a challenge. So this will be your kit for today. I'll get you a strap and everything. And basically I want to go out, see what portraits you can make. Of course, if you have questions along the way, I'm like in the course, I'm here as your Matt, I need a timeout. You can still do that. But as we go through it, we'll tell you guys a bit about this camera and why I think it's a great option for people who are considering going into full frame now. So you feel confident?
Yeah, I mean, I wish it wasn't a 35, maybe like a 50 or an 85 would have been nice, just, you know, just saying. But I'm okay.
So we're doing environmental portraits, so having some of the background is
good. 35 makes sense then.
Great, let's go do it. And we're not. So you know, like at Toastmaster meetings or Rotary, where they hand the thing, and then that means you're the speaker. So as the photographer today,
Yes.
you are in charge. I'll still give the background on the camera because I know it, but without getting too hokey or silly about it, I'm your model for today. So
Sweet.
this is the outfits that I have. I have to apologize. I just came from Iceland, so I'm not like here for fine dining and stuff. I don't have a lot. I have blue jeans, a check shirt. So, firstly, sorry,
Okay.
this is all that I have for you to work with. This is my best self. I actually wish, I'm so overdue for a haircut. I've been meaning to get one, but I wanted to keep what little hair I have for Iceland. But maybe we'll find a barber on the trip and you
Yeah,
can shoot that
maybe.
too. But this is your shoot. So
Cool.
where do you want to go first?
Not in here.
Yeah, it's a
Maybe
bit
we could.
messy.
I mean, we're in New York. Like, is there like a hipster-ish place nearby?
We're in Bushwick, Brooklyn. Yes, it's all hipsterish. How about, and this is selfish, coffee shop?
Because you want coffee?
Yeah, but you want some indoor shots, right?
Yeah,
So-
yeah, that's true. I mean, if
Coffee
you're
shop,
sitting by
coffee
the
shop.
light in this natural light, okay, yeah, cool, sounds good.
So this is our day now, right?
Yeah. Hey, you said coffee shop.
Bro, do I sound like I'm complaining?
Okay.
And I apologize for just broing it. Hey, you're so small. You're so lovely.
So I don't think I do well taking photos of animals because they move too much and I can't give direction.
Well, let's start by putting you in continuous high.
Okay.
And then if you lock the point on him, there's a chance. Let's make sure you're in the right mode here. FM.
Because in here, it's like, it's dark over here, but then towards the door, it's brighter. So it's like,
But, oh, just go to,
Yeah.
like, let's put your auto ISO on.
I forgot about having it auto. So you guys gotta practice.
So Steph has totally abandoned me now. There's zero interest in shooting me. To be fair, I can't blame that.
Okay, so I have a question. I would assume in terms of like editing and post, it's better to shoot the image darker because there's more data that you can work with. Because my issue right now is that like with the sunlight, and because he is like multicolored and mostly white, like he basically blows out. So,
I'm gonna finish this.
okay.
Hi. Let her finish that. So there's two parts to it. One is, broadly speaking, there's more data in the top half of your histogram. So if you had to go under or over, technically, people would say to go higher. It's easier to pull it back. But because he's all white, and if you have the direct sunlight hitting him, there's a good chance you're going to lose him completely. In that case, you would underexpose it. But when you hit play,
Yeah.
and then push up on the control pad, it will show you a histogram.
Yes.
Are you hitting perfect white on the far right hand side? In that case, underexpose itself.
Okay.
The other thing is, this position is great for me. Backlight can be really dramatic.
Yeah.
But for him, being on that side, like when I was shooting you two together, you're just in perfect, soft, beautiful light. None of these hard hits are hitting you. So that's going to be a lot easier to control the exposure. So if you wanted, we can switch back and you can shoot me that way.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, if we could switch.
You want to come for a little walk? Come on. Not far, don't worry. Oh, lower. So that was just about the best day of my life.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Let's try to focus back on the camera
Okay,
just for a
yes.
second. How did you find it to shoot in there? I'll say from the outset that it was kind of challenging light, and pets aren't the easiest subject.
Yeah, I would say like I like shooting animals because they're super cute, but it's hard to kind of give direction. I'm just like, hey, look over here. Nope, wouldn't work. Look the other way.
Yeah.
And then like he would constantly like walk towards like the sunlight and then walk towards to the back of the cafe. So it's like, okay, I don't know what to do. I can't like manually change everything, which Matt reminded me I could just have auto ISO.
Let's see, you think sometimes it's hard to give models direction. Pets are a whole nother level. But I have to say, Timu was pretty spectacular
Yeah,
for a dog.
Pretty good. I just still, I need more practice.
That's fair. You mentioned when you were shooting that having the limited focus points was a challenge.
Yes.
That's something worth pointing out here. When this came out, it was fine, but now on paper, there's nothing really that stands out as amazing. You'll notice the 39 focus points, it has a really grouped in the center, and it's unlike every camera you've probably ever used it professionally, where you can almost get to the corners.
Yeah.
You're quite limited, and it's a little slow to toggle through those. So again, for pets, that's kind of challenging. It's a nice segue though to talk a bit more about the camera. When it came out, you were basically getting a D4 for half the money. Not the same speed and everything, but the exact same sensor.
God.
Hello, puppy. You can cut through if you need
Go
to.
ahead.
Look at your little boots.
Oh my God.
Hi.
It's not boots.
I know,
it's
but
just colored. Hi. Oh my God, today's the best day ever. I can't.
now, when I say you're getting half a price D4, it didn't have any video capabilities. It didn't have the frames per second or the tracking speed, but you were getting that sensor, which was spectacular, and it still performs really well. But at 16 megapixels in 2022, it's kind of small. But honestly, if you're looking for that kind of full manual interface that hails back to cameras from the 60s and 70s, that is full frame, that has a big bus going past, that gives you easy access to everything, there's really no other choices that have this kind of look and feel, and it does have lots of functionality. But if you look at it non-rose colored glasses, you're kind of getting a retro version of the D610 for 50% more. So it really depends how you value that kind of an interface. Technical stuff out of the way. Before we get back into the fun stuff, I have to say thanks to KH Camera for sending this kit out to us. The holiday season is on us now, and KH are a great place to check out to get yourself or the photographer in your life some new equipment. Their grading system is conservative, and they test, clean, and check everything that they sell. They have over 60,000 items in stock, and it's constantly changing. They also have 21-day returns and 180-day warranty on thousands of the items. So check them out. You can get an extra 5% off to stretch your money even further with my code in the bio. And if you're looking to sell some stuff that you're not using to fund the holiday season, you can get an extra 5% on the sell side as well. So check them out below. Back to the fun stuff. Timu's owner, Spencer, owns a yoga studio that has beautiful light, and he's invited not only for us to go there and shoot Timu more, but to drive us there, and that there's some cool graffiti around there. So how can you say no to a free ride in an afternoon with a stranger? Joking, he seems absolutely lovely. So we're gonna go back, get all fresh batteries and stuff, and then go somewhere in Brooklyn to shoot a puppy in a yoga studio. And I'll just do some stretches in case you still
had any idea of using me as a model today.
You could just lie on the floor, like just plank,
I'm
and then
gonna
have Timo on top of you.
So you're turning human Matt into floor Matt.
Yes.
You, bro.
Dear diary, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Steph's a dog lover, Timu's really cute, but it's hard not to feel kind of left out. Today was meant to, I wore my nice outfit. I thought it was kind of going to be, I don't want to sound vain, but I thought it was kind of about me. And then she saw the dog and that's it. That's it. Now it's all about the dog. I mean, I'm sure the audience will love it because it's a cute dog, but when does Maddie get the spotlight? The yoga studio was beautiful and it had great light. I have to say though, puppy Timo wasn't quite as cooperative once we got to the studio and wanted to wander around and play with his owner Spencer, but it was still a really nice opportunity. In the end, we only had 20 or 30 minutes there and we were filming something else as well, but Steph did her best to get some different shots with Timu chilling and exploring the space. You could really tell the difference on this versus a modern camera. The tracking capabilities and the subject detect meant that getting a series of images in focus as the dog walked towards us was pretty tricky.
So, Spencer is officially the nicest guy in Brooklyn. We had such a great time with him, just met him literally at the coffee shop via his dog, Timo, who by the way is the cutest dog in Brooklyn. Really fun, and I think I may hold my next photography workshop in New York at his studio. It's got great light. So now, having been kicked to the curb as a model, it's finally my time.
Your time to shine.
Steph had wanted to do some graffiti shots. Happens to be amazing graffiti near his studio. Just a tip for you, not taking over the shoot.
Yes.
It's always a little challenging. How do you incorporate a person into graffiti and how do you make someone else's artwork your own shot? So if you're doing a themed thing, I don't look like a graffiti guy, I'm not body painted or something. So it probably just has to be a background. So think about, do you want it like blurred out towards me so it's just color and you're just using that aspect, or kind of square on, and then do you want me lining up with a subject or a similar motif, whatever? I am your muse, mold me. Weird, right?
Yeah, just lean against the wall on the cot. Oh, hell yeah. All right, there
Is this
you
what you
go.
mean by lead? Hands in pocket, like super GQ smooth. This is my, I can't feel my hands when I'm with you, I'm cold pose.
I don't like that I have to manually move that little square over, and it's only giving me the tiniest little area to work with.
That's what cameras of the day had. It doesn't have eye detect, but you can select my eye, put it into continuous and have it track my eye still.
Oh, can you turn and like face the wall? No, like just look towards me. Get closer. No.
Where's my arm?
Like half, okay.
You ready? Once you're ready,
Wait.
I'm bringing the heat. You see all of the Instagram girls doing this kind of thing, like towards the camera.
Oh yeah, let's do Instagram.
You're like a crab with broken legs.
Sorry. I don't want to just take a photo to take a
hands.
Are you kidding me right now?
Oh, what have I ever asked you to do that was cold? Let's go, come on.
Yo, you guys, let's play some of the freaking shots from Iceland. All right, like any other camera, gets very cold to hold when it's cold outside, but it would be really nice if it actually had like that display where you could actually pop the screen out, so I don't have
action.
to, so I don't have to like lie on the floor and like get matte. I think I'm starting to get used to the dials, but it's still a little tricky because some of them you have to push a button down to move it, some you don't. But yeah, and I feel limited just being on a 35 though, but I'm learning. Anyways, we're gonna walk around and see what else we can shoot. Yeah. Yeah, like lean like this, but on the other side, and like that way I could like bokeh you out a little bit.
Bokeh me out.
I mean, bokeh the background
Rude.
a little bit. Yeah. I just wanted the wall. Like, you know, pop that hip.
So we've had an eventful and kind of spontaneous day. It's been really fun. I hope you've enjoyed shooting with the camera because I love that camera. I've heard a lot of your thoughts. What did you think of the viewfinder as a digital mirrorless shooter? How did you find using the viewfinder?
I didn't mind it so much. I liked it. It's just that I think I was just so used to like using the display.
Yeah.
That I kind of got spoiled with it. But then, you know, once I started getting used to it and started shooting more, it was like, didn't really bother me all so much.
Okay, nice.
But the f1.4 is so nice.
Yes, it's a beautiful lens. We'll give you some download files. You can check them out below. There's also a link to our Educating Steph course. For those of you who are DSLR or SLR shooters, I should note the viewfinder on this is actually huge, has 100% coverage, and I think it's 0.7 magnification. For DSLR terms, it's a really nice, big, bright viewfinder. So check out KEH below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully we'll get Steph over to Hong Kong soon, and we'll see you guys real soon.
Bye, guys.